Hello, everyone. My name is Linda Peavy, and I am founder of Cultured Curves, which is a platform that I started about 4 or 5 years ago for curvy women over 50, providing style, fashion, and beauty. And I decided to do this makeup tutorial because I get asked all the time, what kind of makeup do I use? What brands? How do I apply it? So I'm going to give you my everyday routine so that you know you can apply makeup to look your best without spending, like an hour in the mirror. And so I'm going to be showing you what I use, how I apply it, the brands that I use. I'm going to be placing the links to the brands below so that you know where to buy them. And I'm also going to include maybe some alternatives choices for you. And all of the makeup that I use is great for skin over 50. I'm 62. Will be 63 this year. And so I want to be able to show you that yes, there's makeup really, really great for our skin. And I'll also be giving you some tips as I go along the way. All right, so I'm going to adjust myself in the middle of the screen here and get as close as I can so that you see exactly what I am doing. So get ready and you'll see it's easier than you think, right? And you'll be able to take some of the tips that I'm using. You might not take them all, but maybe you'll be able to take some of them to up your routine every single day so that when you leave the world, you look and feel your best. All right, so this is my bare skin. I only have moisturizer on, and just so you know, the moisturizer that I use, I've been using this for about 30 years now. Aveeno Positively Radiant Clear Complexion, and I use it because I've always been prone to having acne, and this moisturizer does such a terrific job. It has great moisturizing agents in it, and it also helps to keep those occasional breakouts away. So I've already put moisturizer on my skin, no other makeup at all. And I'm also going to show you what brushes that I'm using along the way so that you'll know which ones you should have on hand. All right, so we're going to get started, and I'll show you the routine and then the progress that I make along the way, and also where I start and where I end. All right, so let's get ready. All right, so we are ready. Before I go any further, please, please, please make sure you subscribe to the Culture Curves channel because I am going to be providing additional videos, makeup tutorials like the 5-minute face and how to use brushes and how to get that perfect cat eye. Again, just so you know, I am not a professional makeup artist. I'm just wanting to provide you with some tips that will help you to apply makeup, especially for over 50 skin, easily so that you look good, you feel good when you leave the house every day. Or sometimes when you stay at home, you still want to feel good and look good, all right? So this is not about perfection. I'm going to say that again. This is not about perfection. This is about using makeup to feel better, look better. So everything's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be done. All right. So again, I have moisturizer on my face. That's it. And this is my 62-year-old skin. I'll be 63 soon. And let's get started. The very first thing that I do, always, 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 my eyebrows. I cannot tell you how important it is to make sure that your eyebrows are done because they literally frame your entire face. All right. And so I'll show you the brushes that I'm going to be using. I love this little brush here. And the first thing I do is simply just brush my eyebrows up a little bit. They do have like a natural arch to them. I want to make sure I'm as close as I can so that you see. So I'm brushing them up. This is like, oh, I love this little tube here. And this actually is two-sided because it has an angle brush on the end of it. But I use the larger brush to just brush those eyebrows. Now, the eyebrow pencil that I use is not the most expensive, but for me, it is the best. And trust me, I've used prestige brands, very expensive eyebrow pencils. I have yet to find an eyebrow pencil better than this. Is the Avon Glimmer Stick, and this is in dark brown. I use a dark brown color. I love it. It is self-sharpening, and it goes on the absolute smoothest, stays on all day, incredible. So this is how I put on my eyebrows. So I start at the top. I make that line at the top, and I stop where I want the arch to be, and then I bring it down. So this is the top here. I bring that line down. I go to the top, and this is your marker here. It really shouldn't go past the eye. And then I go in the bottom, and I make my bottom line, right? I make my bottom line, bring it down, stop, and then I fill it in. Make absolutely sure you have enough pencil, and then I just fill it in. And this is going to frame my face. I don't make it like too thick, and then just a few there, and that's it. We're done. It doesn't have to be like super, let's go one more time. It doesn't have to be like super dark, but that's it. So already, like, look at the difference. Look at the difference, right? And the same here. I start at the top. I make that line where I want it to be. And just in case you want to know where the highest arch is, I like higher arch eyebrows. The nose right there shouldn't be any higher than there. As you can see, that's about right. And then I bring down the top, and then I go underneath it at the very bottom, make that line, stop, bring it down again, and I don't go any further. And then I fill it in. It shouldn't take long. And I don't think I've ever gotten them like perfectly symmetrical, but sometimes it's just close enough. All right, so the eyebrows are done. Now, next, and for me, this is like the most important makeup tool, the concealer. This is Huda Beauty, and this is, I like to go between two different colors. This is the Overachiever Concealer, and this is Caramel Corn. And so this is how I put on my concealer. So I want to show you. This is important because it goes on multiple areas of the face, and I'll show you. This is a little contour brush that I use. Squeeze it out of here, and I'm going to show you exactly where I put the concealer. 1, 2. You're going to see it just does an amazing job. Now, I tend to have a little bit of a mustache, and it seems like even though I get the hair removal, it's still there, so I always put some right above there, And now this is super important. Let's put a little bit more there because we're going to blend, blend, blend when we're done. Now, this is the trick here. Right there. Above, we're just applying right now. We're just applying. Just a little, just a little, just a little. And then above. Now, let me show you what we're going to do with this. And what it does, it completely gives your face an even palette before you apply your makeup. Underneath, all the way underneath. And I like to sometimes try to use like a little inverted triangle. Even in the corner of the eye. And I'm going to show you how to blend this even more. Right underneath the lash line. Now, this is how you're going to perfect the eyebrow. So, right underneath there, make that line. You see that arch, bring it down. There you go. And at the top, you're making a line, bottom and top. And that will perfect your line. And then underneath here, and you can follow your arch and then come down. Follow the arch and then come down. Same at the top. Follow the arch and then come down. And what it does, hopefully you can see that, it really does perfect the eyebrow. And of course I usually do this much faster. Now, this is important. That's why I always keep, when I'm doing my makeup, I keep tissue because I like using my fingers. I love following the guidelines of some of your most famous makeup artists like Bobbi Brown and Adrienne Arpel. Always use fingers, so make sure you keep a tissue. Now, you can absolutely use a blending brush. I prefer my fingers. And you're patting, and then you're blending. Pat, 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 pat. And here, now blend underneath and bring it all the way down. What are we doing here? We are literally creating a base for our eyeshadow. And this way, it's just one less makeup item that you need. So this means I don't need any type of primer for my eyeshadow because I'm using the concealer. That's why it's really important to use really clean products and really good safe products for your skin, because that concealer is going all around my eye. All right, we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're taking that finger and we are blending, 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 and we're bringing the concealer all the way down on top of the entire eyelid. And again, we are creating a base now for our eyeshadow without having to buy another product. And this is your eye, so be gentle, be gentle. All right, now I have a secret. People think I wear fake eyelashes all the time. I don't. Maybe like twice a year, like literally twice a year, I'll probably use fake eyelashes. But let me show you how I get my fake eyelash look every single day. It starts with eyeliner. only on the top. I love Neutrogena's eyeliner, in love with Neutrogena's eyeliner. What I'm going to use now, again, is one of my, literally my favorite brands, because I have sensitive eyes, and most eyeliners irritate my eyes. But again, not this Avon Glimmer Stick brand. And it used to be like the #1 selling eyeliner in the country. I don't know if it still is or not. But I have sensitive skin, so I don't use any products that are oil-based because I'm prone to breaking out. So let me show you my little secret for getting the faux eyelash look without putting on fake eyelashes. All right? All right. Now, what we're going to do, I only line the top. So pull that lid up just a bit, close that eye. I start at the middle. This is self-sharpening, and this is black as black. This is black as black. I bring it down there. And I really focus on getting the lash line. But be careful because you don't want to poke yourself in the eye. All right? But you want to make sure there's plenty at the end there. And you're just going to make the line go down there. And then along that lash line. All right? And that's it. And then if you want to, you can start at the tip and bring it up. That is literally the start of the fake eyelash look. The same over here. Start in the middle. Make your line. Bring it to the other side. And please do not be upset if you make mistakes along the way. What did I say? We're not going for perfection. We're going for done. All right? And so that's why it's good to have just a Q-tip here, just in case you get some a bit where you don't want it. You just clean it up. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. So I did just a little line, as you can see, at the top. Just make sure you get the lash line really, really good, all right? Get that lash line, all right? Now, what it does is creates a base. Now, you probably can't even see my eyelashes. Probably can't even see them. That's why I am in love with the Tarte. Let me turn it around so you can see it. This is the Tarte eyelash primer. Clean those hands. Now, I'm going to show you in real time what this baby does. All right? Now, really close. Close that eye. The tip. This is the clue, the tip. Put the tip right there, right on the tip of those eyelashes. Now, you notice I did not use an eyelash curler. I don't, because I believe that over 50 skin is so sensitive. The eyelashes can be so sensitive. You don't want to be pulling out any eyelashes by using an eyelash curler. If you feel you must, you must. I don't. Again, do you see? Literally, now you see it. Now you don't. All right? Did you see how those eyelashes appeared? And then the tip. Again, get your Q-tip if any gets on your eye. See how simple that is? Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. All right? Very simple. Very simple. There you go. We're going to do the same with the other eye. We're going to close that eye and just brush along the tips. Brush along the tips. And all of a sudden, I've got eyelashes. One more time, just along the tips. This is Tarte. Tarte, to me, they have one of the best eyelash primers. And then, make sure you get the little edges. Make sure you get those little edges. There we go. I find this to be amazing. All right. I find this to be amazing. And now, all right, now you're going to use mascara. Now, I'm going to recommend several mascaras below. Some will be more prestige mascaras. Some will be over the counter. This to me is probably the best over the counter, like literally drugstore mascara. I use a lot. I use different brands, Estee Lauder, Clinique, but I think that this Lash Sensation by Maybelline Sky High, it is the bomb. Now, you don't need a lot, but let me tell you, you see the little mascara on the end? Oh, that's the good stuff there. Now, the best way to apply mascara after you've applied your primer is to go with the tip. Use the tip of the brush. Start off by using the tip of the brush, because you want to make sure you've covered up all of the white primer. All right. One more time. Use the tip. Use that tip. Use that tip. And now, use the full brush. And I want to give you another tip when you are applying. And sometimes you might want to try to keep that eye closed as much as possible so that you see what you're doing. You see how I brush the tips at the end? This mascara is just amazing. Let me give you my little tip here. Go underneath. I'm going to have to close my eye for this one. Go underneath there, and as you curl, lift up. And that is just going to make a remarkable difference. And now all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, this is a process. This is a process. Sometimes it's not pretty, but it's a process, right? And depending upon, maybe you're going out, maybe you want another little coat, you can, but keep that eye almost closed. And again, let me show you what you're doing. You're going underneath, you are curling and bringing that lash up. And you can see the difference that makes, all right? Next one, same thing. Start with the tips like I did on the other one, just to make sure you've covered the white initially, and then there you go. Make sure you get all the white covered, and we're going to, don't worry, we're going to clean that up. See a little bit of eyeliner there. I'm going to get rid of that. As I said, we're not being perfect today. All right, now use the full brush. And where you didn't see like any eyelashes before, you've got lots of eyelashes now. Lots of eyelashes, lots of eyelashes. So again, what are we using? The Tarte eyelash primer. And then we're going to go underneath, close that eye, grip that eyelash, turn, and then bring it up. All right? And that really just does a beautiful job there. And that's it for the eyelashes. So now we're going to do the eyeshadow. Now, I like to use a darker color. If I'm going out for some fancy event, I do use three different colors. But again, this is just my everyday look. So I'm going to just use 2 different colors. And so I'm going to, here, let's see, I'm going to take my eyeshadow brush. This happens to be one of my favorite brands, Juvia's Place, and this one, this is the Masquerade palette, And as you can see, whew, it is well worn. All right, I'm going to use this. Maybe you can see this dark color right there, and that is going on the eyelid here. Let's get rid of that little white. I think there's like a white little bit of the, there we go. All right, every time I do that, I want you to put into the chat, we're not going for perfect, we're going for done. All right, so follow the shape of the eye, and again, it looks a little bit darker in the makeup compact than it does on. All right, and the other one, and you notice, yes, I put on my eyeshadow after I put on my mascara, because I do not want mascara all over the eyeshadow. So you see what we're doing? We're simply following the line. We're following the shape of the eye. Don't worry about that being uneven. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. Now, this is, I absolutely love this. This is a Brow Duo pencil. And what is really so amazing about it, and this is a clue for all of you, like even if you don't want to put on full eyeshadow, it is so important to line, raise your eyebrow, to line underneath your eyebrow. It also gives you the opportunity, if you want to make any last minute corrections, like let's say you want to maybe take that arch higher and bring it down. All right, always a light color, always a light color. Now, you know, we don't go out of the house looking like this, right? So it is blending time. Now, again, you can use a blending makeup brush if you want, right? Most makeup brushes can also double as like blender or blending brushes. But again, I use my finger no more than maybe 10 times to blend. To me, these little fingers are some of the best tools you can have. Just, you know, make sure you keep them clean. So I'm doing this right in front of you. So no more than maybe 10 times. So start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then make sure you get there. And then you're just blending. And there you have it. And the same over here. Now keep in mind, this takes literally mere seconds. I'm slowing it down so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. But you're just taking that finger and you're just blending it. And see how nicely that blended? And again, this light, and this is a pencil, eyeshadow pencil, is going right underneath there. And if you want it even brighter, you can go one more time. You don't have to if you don't want to, but that's up to you. And again, blend, just blend so that that line blends effortlessly. Blend, blend, blend. using that finger. All right. All right. I don't do too much more than that, and because this is just my everyday look. Now, foundation. Again, it has to be oil-free. It has to be great for mature skin. I use one of two foundations, either Rihanna's Fenty or this little baby right here. Like, this is the GOAT. This is Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this is 5 in 1. I'm neutral, so my undertone is neutral. So I can wear more warmer or cooler shades. So this is 5 in 1. And now, again, I'm going to show you how I put this on, because a lot of people like to use a foundation brush. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I use my trusty sponge. However, if you want to use a foundation brush, you can. Like, this is what foundation brushes look like. Let me see. I think this one is Elf. And this is a larger one, which is Cream. Now, I don't use a lot of foundation. I want to show you what I do. I literally squeeze it, and I'm going to show you approximately how much I put on my face every day. I'm going to put this back. So, like, that's it. Can you see that? I hope everybody can see that okay. That's it. All right. And so what I'm doing, make sure, start over there. And let me tell you about foundation. So foundation, right, should be what you're using to even your skin tone. You don't want to look like you have on a lot of makeup. All right. And again, some people like to use the foundation brush. That's perfectly fine. What is more important is that you are blending, blending, blending everywhere. Now, one of the reasons why I like to use the sponge is because I think, it's just personal preference, I can really get that makeup like right into the skin. I go up here. And as you notice, I'm putting it like all over my lips because it helps to even out everything. I'm going to do the same over here. It goes everywhere. And then the blending is so important. And I really take time to make sure I have it underneath the eye. I always look up. And this is just personal preference. I have to say, I just love the sponge. Now, I want to show you there should be no line here, right? There should be no line between where you put makeup and the color of your skin, right? So I know this is like my color because it literally disappears and there's no line between where I have on the makeup and where I don't. All right. And yes, I do put it everywhere. But again, this takes minutes because I don't spend a lot of time. Now, next, the lips. Now, here's a bit of advice for you. When you're over 50, your lips are typically going to be drier, and matte lipsticks, all the rage, all the rage. So make absolutely sure if you're going to be using matte lipsticks, you do what? You condition those lips. Before you put on a lip liner, you condition those lips. This is another Avon product. Now, let me get my trusty lip liner And I'm going to give you another clue. This is a soft pink. I'm wearing red lipstick. Notice what I'm doing. Here's my secret to making sure your makeup, especially your lipstick, stays on all day. Line the entire lip. Line the entire lip. That's it. People want to know, oh my gosh, you just got through eating. How is it possible? How is it possible that you still have on your lipstick? Now, this is my favorite lipstick. It is Pat McGrath. It's a prestige brand, so I don't know, maybe about 40 bucks, but it is worth it to me. It is one of the best lipsticks on the market. Now, you can either put it on just literally, as you can see, I wear it all the time. There's very little left. You can put it on either the tube, or you can wear it with a lipstick just brush. I rarely use a brush. I like using the lipstick right out of the tube. All right, that's one. That's the other side. Make sure you get the corners. And then you come down. Now, something else you should know. This is a matte. Again, let me show you, if you want to use the pencil, you can. You just take a little bit, there you go, of the lipstick and follow your natural line. Get the corner. And fill it in. Now again, especially if you are going to be using matte lipstick, I like gloss over the matte. Yes, over the matte. See what a difference it made? And this is Pat McGrath as well. All right. Now, before you leave the house, do not leave the house without powder. Now, do you remember a few years ago back when they were like, oh my gosh, women over 50 can't use powder, shouldn't use powder, it's gonna go into your fine lines and make you look older? That's because they were probably using cheap powder, because I have always used powder, because it's going to just smooth out the skin. This powder I use is Fenty. Again, I love it. It is the loose powder, and I'm going to have my little puff here. Let me show you. This is the Fenty brand, and this is what I absolutely positively love. Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty. So again, this is the loose powder. And let me show you the box that it comes in, so you'll know what it looks like. All right. And again, it's loose powder. So you're going to need like some type of a powder puff or brush. So if you're going to be using this with I'm going to take this off because I'm just opening this one up. If you're going to be using a brush, this is the kind of brush that you want to be using along with the powder. I personally like using the soft puff here. And let me show you how I put it on. I like these because you can put your little finger underneath there now. You can start underneath the eye and come down. And as you can see, what it does, it just takes off any shine that you may be experiencing. And I usually go over each side twice. And again, I like the rectangular ones because you can really use that in there. And again, there still should not be any difference there. So on the other side, I'm shaking it up here. I do the same. We start underneath there. And notice I am not rubbing the skin. I am gently patting it into the skin. Gently patting it into the skin. Now I'm going to have some other makeup tutorials for like the cat eye. But this is my final step here. Is making sure I have the powder, and there you go. That's like my everyday look. So make sure you are checking the links. I'm going to put all of the makeup that I used into the links at the bottom, and also some alternatives. Now, ordinarily, this takes me 15 minutes. Again, it took longer because I'm just explaining it, but this is like my 15-minute look. This is what I do every single day before I film my videos or I have meetings. So this is the look here. Oh, and just if you want to make sure you have that, let's see. The lips just the way you want them to. I'm never without a Q-tip. Never without a Q-tip to perfect that. There we go. And that's it. My everyday look. Linda Peavy with Cultured Curves. Make sure you subscribe because I am going to be providing additional videos, makeup videos, so that you know you have options. You have options. It shouldn't take a long time. On a daily basis, I don't bother with the blush. Like, this is it. 15 minutes. I'm out. I'm gone. I do spend probably more time on the eyes than any other area. But this is it. So definitely subscribe, because I have a lot of other great videos for you. Fashion videos, style videos, again, other makeup tutorials. So make sure you follow us. And as I say, Culture Curves, rock those curves, and have an awesome day. Make sure you're checking those links because I put a little surprise in those links too. I have a little offer for you. So make sure you're checking the links below, and have a God-filled day. Bye-bye.